This week on Carp.
You're lying. You're lying, Ned.
No, you don't know that. What did I do to deserve this? Keep living luxury and a book and a silver spoon and aunt who asked only for an honest living.
You're so funny. I should do it again.
No, what?
I cannot tell. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Ugh. Okay. I'll tell you. But you must promise that you will not try to get involved with this.
Horse and car buggy rentals. Get your horse and car buggy rentals. As far as horses, we got all sorts of horses. What do you want?
I'm really excited though because we've got this cool staff, right? We don't know what it can do. We got the baby.
We got a ring. We got a baby.
I totally hoed myself out for a carriage.
2 fine horses and a very nice carriage.
And Kanzak is the only one who knows what Lucia had to do to get it.
And Ned has a treasure map.
Well,
apparently.
He has a treasure in his mind, yeah.
His mind has a treasure.
You wouldn't be lions about it, because the rash would be there, but you wouldn't want to show them and prove to them that there is a rash, if that makes sense.
Lucia, as you start to exit the tavern, on your right you see a familiar body. It's Ned, curled up in a fetal position. You notice him by the gear that he has, not by his face as he's facing away from you. What do you do?
Ooh, looks like my little friend has been having a very difficult evening. Maybe I should go help him. And she walks over to Ned, circles around to the front where she can get a better view of the vomit, and gives him a nice, swift, firm kick to the guts. Are you okay? Are you alright, little one?
What did I do to deserve this? Keep living luxury and a book and a silver spoon and aunt who asked only for an honest living.
You're so funny. I should do it again.
No, what? You take pleasure.
Come, Ned, sit with me by the fire. I will read your stars.
Why? What? You just kick a man, and then you just what? And just nothing's happened?
Oh, don't be silly. I'm feeling generous. You must take this now. Just trust me. Let's go.
Will you kick me if I don't?
The tiefling offers a hand to the young gentleman and helps him up. Take my hand or not.
Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, I suppose. Take it. I'll stand up.
As you guys walk towards a dimly lit fire, the sun is just raising. The pond worn out. It takes you a little bit, and then it's a beautiful end of the forest sight. And you can see far in the distance, just at the very end of your sight, it seems like the forest ends. But this beautiful sun is just cresting as you two sit around this fire that is just dying.
Ned, have you ever had anybody look at your stars before?
No? Why would you do that?
Well, because that's how you tell one's future, one's fortune. It is very mysterious, very, very difficult to do. So you should be very thankful to me.
Yes, I probably should.
Perfect.
As he whispers to himself quietly. Yeah, I ain't seen this scandal.
The tiefling stands up and walks over to the flames and looks over at Ned and says, Ned, I need you to spit in this fire. Ew.
I mean, I thought I was in control of my own character, but okay, I suppose you're gonna do that for me. Have the fun of shoot. So obviously I have done my hit.
So now Lucy is looking down in the fire and she begins to do a silent ritual to herself. And then looks to Ned and says, okay, so this is what I am seeing for you, Ned. You are the worst thief ever.
Would I still be the worst thief if no one ever found out?
No, Ned, you are absolutely the worst thief. You think you are the best thief. You go around telling everyone you're the best thief. You're the worst thief ever.
I mean, no.
Well, you know, Ned, it's written in the stars. What do I tell you? I don't know.
Well, the stars are wrong.
He feels that the
let's
stars
face
are
it.
wrong.
I mean, yeah. Maybe you got the wrong person.
Okay, Ned, spit again.
Can I have a drink of water first?
Sure, Ned.
Wash around my mouth as best I can. Spit it one out, not into the fire. Take a drink. Then I perform the best glorious hooky I can provide and spit it into the fire.
Ah, there we go. Now you finally take me seriously, Ned. I thought if I told you something like that, maybe you'd do what I wanted. Okay, here we go. Lucia closes her eyes and begins to work her tiefling magic. Opens up her eyes and begins to gaze into the embers that are slowly dying and tells Ned, I see that you have come from a wounded place. It's cloaked in shadow and mystery. I do not see a mother or a father. I do not see brothers or sisters. I see you coming from a dark, dirty place where there is no food, no light, no warmth.
I mean,
Does this sound accurate to you, little man?
no. He lies to
Shall I continue then, or should I stop?
do whatever. It was on.
I see that you went on a very long journey from this place. Everywhere you went, you were identified as thief. The word thief continues to come circling around and around, chased from one village to another. A time or two you've been successful with your cunning acts, I would say. But mostly it's petty, small thievery. You are capable of so much more if only you were to develop your talents.
If only, eh? If only.
But I see that you are in need of something more than just petty riches. There is something much larger that your very soul is after, dear Ned. I see that you are searching for... I don't know, I cannot see it.
Well, see, that's exactly because I'm not looking for anything, am I?
You're lying.
Go.
You're lying, Ned.
No! You don't know that.
Ned's
Well, you
thumb
would know anyway.
starts to pump more blood than he's used to.
Ned, I know this now. Your thumb is throbbing. What's wrong?
I hide my thumb if I can in the pocket, just nothing with it. Your thumb's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with it whatsoever. It's just here with a hammer.
The tiefling. Lucia then spits into the fire angrily, her eyes flashing, and she turns to look to Ned and she says, What is the treasure? What is it? I must know.
As she says this, you all look around slowly and notice there's about 14 people in the early morning that have looked around and just started staring at you guys. A couple of them eating food they've bought recently. And
Morning, how are you doing?
there's a
No,
tiefling, a tiefling, and a drunken human. Giant bandage over his hand. And they just continue to grow as you talk.
Ned, this is rather awkward. I do not want these people to hear us.
Oh, maybe you shouldn't have been talking about things, eh?
It's the treasure,
Yeah.
Ned. We need to go somewhere in private and talk about the treasure.
It's too late. You all been talking about fucking treasures and fucking spirits.
She turns to Ned. Damn you, Ned.
What? I didn't say play thing. It was all your silly, like, big old mouth. That was me.
What that was said?
What?
Bears!
Can I just start running now? just sounds like it's a bad situation. I think I need to leave it. And I'm currently at about 1 hit point after nearly dying from zombies. I mean...
So can I just turn around and pick him up like a football and start walking?
No.
Oh.
You're not that strong. Just help him up and then move to someplace secluded.
Okay, so I turn to Ned and I put my hand out and say, "Here, take my hand. We will go somewhere in private and talk."
Sure, I like that.
You do not have a choice.
I knows that you wants to know private things about your businesses, but look, I'm just saying that the stars aren't always, right. I mean, they're just stars, twinkling pretty little things in the sky that you can't sell. Isn't that right?
You're lying.
No.
I saw the beads of sweat coming down your forehead when I mentioned the treasure, Ned.
I wipe about 3 liters of liquid off my face and go, oh, well.
See, I knew it. Where is it? What is it? I must know about this treasure, Ned.
I mean, you don't have to. I mean, you're not gonna die if you don't know about it, so you don't need to know about it. So it's all good.
I'll make you spit in the fire again, Ned. Look, I did see one thing in that fire. You will not be able to get this treasure by yourself. And that's why you are with all of us. I know this, Ned. Yes, Ned, I do know this, and so do you. So where is it? What is it? What are you searching for?
My mum's teapot collection?
What?
Yeah.
Lucia looks him straight in the eyes, and because she isn't very intelligent, she can't tell whether or not he's lying. If that is true, Ned, then spit in the fire and let me look.
Imagine if I'm not against proving this to you, but it's sort of like this. Say if you were going to a person and you were telling them about, say, a rash you had, but it was in an area where you didn't want them to see it. Like, you wouldn't be lying about it because the rash would be there, but you wouldn't want to show them and prove to them that there is a rash, if that makes sense. It's not that I'm afraid of you figuring things out, or seeing stuff that you're not supposed to. I mean, no. It's just that it's private, yeah.
That was a very nice explanation, Ned. She pulls a very sharp knife out of her dresses and walks over to Ned, pulls on his hair, and then swiftly pulls some hair from his head and cuts it with the blade. She then proceeds to light one end of the hair on fire and then blows it out and watches which way the smoke from the hair blows. As she's staring at it, she's able to see Ned behind the smoke and says, "You're lying."
Oh, am I? I've got any hair left. I mean, I'm a bit late for a haircut. I mean, aren't you supposed to, ask for the type of haircut you want?
Ned, I may be stupid, but my magic does not lie to me.
maybe you did it wrong.
Alright, so Kanzak, you're walking through the end of the carnival back towards the tavern, and you end up seeing your old friends, Lucia and Ned.
Greetings, Lucia. Greetings, Ned.
I'm in pain. I hurt. Please don't be so loud.
And you notice instantly, Ned is like hanging on to dear fucking life. Lucia, can you roll just a straight charisma check, Lucia? Alright, straight charisma. She is a +5.
Yeah, and it's unstoppable.
I think you just rolled a
Especially
nat
when
20.
you roll like that.
Kanzak, she is the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life, and as you glance around, you just see other males, females, children, dogs, chickens, monstrosities caged up half a block away, just staring at Lucia.
Oh, look at you.
Kanzak, hello! She swiftly turns to Ned and looks at him and says, "We must say nothing. You must know absolutely nothing. Act natural." She turns back around and looks to Kanzak and says, "We were just, talking. Ned is not feeling well."
Ned been drinking by the look of things.
And Ned, you can see gaping wounds and blood pouring out of Ned, and he is drunk still.
You know, if you want to have a good time, just lick Ned's forehead. It will get you very, very drunk.
The less surprising. Well, as you had this wound that looks a little bit on the nasty side.
And he, Ned, honestly, with your just passing perception, you don't know if he's talking about your thumb or the other gaping wounds around your body that are festering.
Seems like Ned needs a doctor.
I'm in pain and I need to die. Just, I have a 1 hit point.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, goodness.
And Ned passes out right in front of you guys.
Thank you. I think that I deserve passing out at this point.
You do, Ned. Ned, sleep well. You're welcome to go. I release you from my D&D service. Okay, Ned, sleep well. Unless you can muster through this. Because I'm about to D&D the shit out of these two.
He certainly is a tough little bugger.
What you mean? You're beyond the blood. Fine.
And all of a sudden, a guard starts walking up to you two and goes, Lucio! Lucia!
She stiffens, looks over at him and
And
smiles.
he's full clad in a big shield, a big sword, and behind him he has another guy with a shorter sword, and he has a bow with a bunch of arrows. And he just has everything slinged up, even the bow over his shoulder. He walks up. We need to talk, get a statement from you what happened last night at Pamela's tavern.
Oh, did something happen there?
Well, yes. And you can tell he's instantly just charmed how beautiful this tiefling is. And it's the first time instantly just listen to him mumble, they see in tiefling. Like I said, we need to talk to you because something happened.
Okay, well, it was disgustingness. There were these very smelly things that came out of the cellar. Pamela was acting strange. There was blood. There was pus. I think maybe somebody was using some magic. I don't know who was. All I know is that the problem is all it's all taken care of.
And just kind of nods and smiles and jots down a few notes, looks to the dwarf. Were you there as well?
If you don't mind, we kinda have a collapsed person on the floor here. I think that needs a little bit more attention than taken note.
Was he in there fighting those abominations?
I look to Lucia.
He was the victim of the atrocity that happened at the tavern. He's just an innocent bystander.
Well, we need to take him to the doctor. Quick, here, hey! And he shouts back to his long-range archer. He yells a couple words at him and go and get Goose. And he comes back with a guy named Goose, and they start to scoop Ned up into like a handmade like carrying cart for a body.
What? Wait! He's not dead. What are you doing? Where are you taking him?
He's going to the doctor, Miss, the same guy that's been talking to you, and they just keep trotting off. Do you guys try to stop him, or no?
Well, yes, we would definitely try to stop him.
If nothing else, I'm going to be watching this with great interest.
Lucia, you wanted to stop them?
Yes, she wants to stop them. She wants to stop them because she is protecting an interest of hers.
Okay, how do you want to stop them?
Let's see. She wants to pretend that she's a healer.
Roll a d20 real quick.
Okay, let's roll it. Oh, shit.
That could have been better.
Yeah, no kidding.
Lucia tries to jog up ahead of these guys that are catching Ned, and she gets there and she starts exclaiming to them walking backwards.
Wait, these...
And then all of a sudden, she trips into horse shit.
Oh. Oh. Wait, I am a healer. Yes, my patient.
And they kind of just slowly, briskly jog by with Ned on the cart.
And she pick up horse shit and kind of throw it at their direction.
Yeah, and she missed.
I'll start hitting along following them, saying, I'll keep an eye on them, Lucia. Yeah, the better to be cleaned up near things.
Oh.
She just sits there on the ground.
I'll be back eventually. And I'll run off after the cart.
She climbs out of the horse shit. And then she casts... Where is it? Prestidigitation.
She casts prestidigitation and makes what?
To make myself look normal and clean.
Yeah, you instantly look clean, but you don't smell clean.
And then she decides, I had better move quickly so no one can smell me. And she runs after Kanzak in the cart.
Okay, it takes about 25 seconds for her to actually find you and catch up through the crowds. But she does.
Kanzak, what do we do? We need to get Ned out of the cart. They cannot take him.
I'll look you up and down questioningly, and then just comment, oh, well, you cleaned up pretty quickly, and just carry on keeping pace with the cart.
Well, there's no time for this. We need to get Ned out of the cart. Just hold your breath. I'm so embarrassed.
Well, alright. If I helped you, you'd better be explaining a hell of a lot in a very short amount of time. Time start now.
Kanzak, I cannot tell. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Okay, I'll tell you. But you must promise that you will not try to get involved with this. So, last night, Ned was drunk, and I was feeling generous. I did a little bit of my fortune-telling magic. And then normally, I can just kind of act through it, but sometimes I actually see things. It's a tiefling gift. Ned is looking for a treasure. He will not tell me what it is, but it must be something fabulous. He said it was his mother's teapot collection. I told him he was lying.
Yeah, that would be a lie and a half.
I couldn't tell, so I had to burn his hair, and the hair told me he was lying.
Not surprising.
And so, we must keep an eye on Ned. We must not allow him to get away from us. You see, Ned needs somebody to help him find this treasure. So, if he finds somebody else, they might get it. I simply cannot let this slip through my fingers. Do you understand?
I understand that very well. Well, then, I don't be thinking we'll be getting them out of the cart, but getting them out of the hospital area will be a little bit easier, methinks.
Lucia stands there for a moment, dumbfounded. She couldn't believe that. She hadn't thought of that too. My goodness, Kanzak, you are genius. I am so glad I decided to include you. I can be very kind from time to time.
To the matter at hand, and let's follow this cart.
Okay, so we're going to the hospital now.
As you guys continue to follow Ned, eventually you see a big purple teepee with two other multicolored teepees next to it.
How tall are these teepees?
They're about 12 feet tall.
Do we know, does Kanzak know this as a healing place, or is it just some random place that...
It's a random place. Yeah, no, this is random. You've not seen this. This is just where Ned's been picking.
So we're heading straight for this place right now.
Yes.
Okay, so where's the cart?
Just out front of these teepees, and they're unloading him. And you see this very tan-looking older woman with black-haired dreadlocks with some gray into them, and the dreadlocks seem to go past her rear end.
Wow.
Impressive.
She is in a very deep purple and red with some black striped throughout all the robe.
I'll approach and hail her. Greetings, you be a healer.
Oh, yes. Yes, I am.
I be asking, is my guard taking my friend to you?
Well, I'm a healer just here for the festival that is happening. I'm just one that has helped people my whole life. Your friend here seems pretty hurt.
That he be, and if you don't mind, I'd like to watch over the proceedings, just to make sure that my good friend here is not hurt in any way.
Oh, of course we would welcome another one that is a doctor. Are you a doctor of sorts? Or a nurse?
No, just not me myself. No, I be a good friend of the injury here, and I want to make sure he is well. Nothing bad happened to him.
Well, hand me 2 of my clamps and a scalpel and 3 rags. Hurry up.
I will desperately try search for
Yeah, roll intelligence. Just a straight intelligence.
Not too bad. Not too bad.
You find most of the things, and she's actually pretty impressed. And says, apply pressure to this wound right here. We need to stop that bleeding. And can you roll a medicine check?
This is where danger starts happening. A lot of rolls is never a good thing.
Ooh.
Great.
Oh.
God damn.
Okay. And you try and help them for a while. And you wait outside, and eventually, after about an hour, the doctor lets you take a break and just walk and says, they have the rest of this, you did all you could do. And you feel pretty good about yourself.
What house is around the area in front of this tent, or around this tent?
I mean, the closest houses that you can see, there's 2 farmhouses. One of them's about a quarter mile away, and one of them is probably like a half a mile to a mile away.
Talk about far out.
Yeah, you guys are on the outskirts, and then if you look the other way, it's just tents forever. And random little shops set up and bad things. You know what's going on. I mean, those are just people partying and they're selling whatever. It's a big festival.
Like the whole Ring of Gypsy thing.
Oh yeah, but I mean, there's all sorts of people. There's farmers there trying to sell cows and chickens and eggs, and there's everybody.
Okay, I'll basically be setting up camp around this teepee until night properly falls.
Okay, are you gonna let Lucia know about that?
Lucia's pacing outside of the tent.
Yeah, so she's waiting too.
Well, Lucia, you'll see, it seems to be alright as far as I can make it. I think that he definitely needed been eating some rest. So before we snaffle him from there, we should at least give him part of the night to try get better.
Oh, you're a doctor now.
If not a doctor, then at the very least, someone who seems to be a doctor.
So there's no chance we're getting him out now. Okay.
Not immediately, no.
Well, we need a plan. Somehow, Kanzak, we need to get a horse and cart. I do not want to do long travels on my feet, but if we have horse and cart, then we can get out of town. I'm thinking about the future. We have to go. As soon as Ned is ready, we can flee town and head out to find the treasure.
If you don't mind me saying, how are we to get a horse and cart? Do you have some money?
Well, no, that's your job.
Horse and cart buggy rentals. Horse and cart buggy rentals. Get your horse and cart buggy rentals.
Lucia's eyes perk up and she looks over at Kanzak and says, see, look.
Convenient.
Ridiculous.
So you guys make your way over and, hey, horse and buggy rental? Yeah, horse and buggy rental. They say it is going to cost you 5 gold to go pick up your friend from the hospital and take him to the edge of town.
So, Lucia...
Unless there's another place in town that you guys trust. You've been to the arena, you've been to Pamela's, which just had some monster outbreak, and you guys are somewhat... Lucy is somewhat just dismissive to the guards and don't give a shit because you're pretty enough. Not even care.
She was trying to figure. Well, she
And
didn't.
Ned's in more trouble than he's worked right now. He just got beat up by all those abominations.
And himself.
Yeah, he's bleeding from them.
So she pulls Kanzak over to the side and says, "Okay, so we need the horse and cart. They say we can rent it. But I say we rent it, but then just leave town. What do you say?"
This sounds an awful lot like stealing.
Oh, you dwarves and your false sense of, what is it? You're all you're so uppity all the time. Come on, you don't want to just steal one little horse and cart.
With all due respect, not especially.
Ugh. Well, then what is your plan? How do we get out of here?
Not by stealing a cart. You'd be trying to make an honest living there. I myself understand an honest living, haven't been working in the forges myself.
Horse and cart buggies. Horse and cart buggies. Rent or for sale. Horse and cart buggies.
Well, how much do you be having?
I have a lot of gold.
Lucy has
I have
152.
Son of a... Okay.
She made a bunch of money doing something early on.
She did make money before we started recording. She did.
Yeah. I did some sort of like theatrical thing, made a whole bunch of
You
money.
were part of the treasure stuff with
That's
Cal, and
right.
you got something worth some money.
That's right. I got an item.
Yeah, but she sold the item for 100 gold. That's why she has 15.2. So, Lucia, did you tell him that?
No, I didn't tell him how much money I had.
And Cal, what was your question? How much money do you have, Lucia?
Now, ask that horse and cart guy, how long does one rent?
Are you gonna chase it? You're gonna chase down the horse and cart guy because he's like 15
he's actually
people.
on a horse
Yeah, he's
and
like
cart.
15 people down, and there's people all over this little street. They're not streets. They're like you're in between tents and people sleeping and camping and selling shit everywhere.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
so you got 15 people to get through. You gonna fucking run up to that cart guy and get his attention now?
Yeah, I'll call out to him. Hey, horse guy, over here.
He doesn't hear you.
I'll start running up to him and try and doing the same.
You want to roll just a straight athletics? You just dodging between people. You're shorter than most of these humans. Pretty sure.
Not bad.
That is not bad at all. And you make your way up to him.
Hey, horse guy. Sorry, sir. What would be your name?
Huh?
Stop your cart, would ya?
Oh. What's the trouble, Mr. Dwarf?
Well, I'll be considering needing a horse and cart very soon. I'll be wondering what your whole deal is.
Well, we sell you a nice cart like this, as well as the horses if you'd like. Oh, I do offer rides. Depends on where you want to go.
Well, would I be able to? You say you sell, so I could buy
Yes.
one rather than.
Well, the warehouse is just over this way. If you take this next right and go about a quarter of a mile, we're on the left. We're the big place. Well, it looks like a farm out there, but it's a factory. And there's a bunch of horses. Can't miss it.
If you insist, I'll be doing that. Thank you for your time, sir.
I'd give you a ride for a gold.
Be afraid I'm not doing that. I can walk it myself. I'll be fine.
All right? Yeah.
I'll make my way back to Lucia and tell her the good news of our quarter-mile trek.
So, we have to walk all the way across town.
Well, would be better than making sure that there are other witnesses to the supposed crime.
Crime? I never said anything about any crime, Mr. Kanzak. I'm merely talking about pursuing treasure that is clearly fair game.
The treasure maybe, but the horse and cart may not be. Anyway, how much gold do you happen to have on you? I'd be almost a little bit of shorts.
Oh, well, my coin purse is rather light. I don't know if I have enough to purchase it.
Well, I have 15 gold. How much do you have?
Oh. Well, let's go see how much this is going to cost.
And you guys start making your way there. Kanzak, you want to roll just a d20? And Lucia do the same thing?
Okay.
I don't like this. Huh?
Oh, gosh.
Well, Lucia starts tromping down the path. And she passes you. And the path's pretty muddy because it's wet enough still in the spring, and there's been enough traffic that there's ruts all over the place. And Kanzak, you keep tripping over them, and Lucia gets more and more frustrated down the road you go.
She stops in her tracks and turns around and looks at the dwarf. Are you coming?
Well, I'll be sorry that I'll not be as proficient in this as you. I happen to have short legs after all.
Would you like me to pick you up, dwarf? I can carry you on my shoulders.
Well, that'd be a tempting offer, carried by a lovely young lass.
Well, don't get too close to me. I smell like shit.
And
I can hold my nose for a while.
And you guys both trounce along. And slowly but surely you make your way to what seems to be, to you, Kanzak, the farm on the left.
This be the place of paradise.
Okay, this is what we're going to do. We'll wait until nightfall. And then we choose the horses we're going to get. We need to find a place where we can tether them up and wait for Ned. What do you say?
Still, I've not been thinking you're getting the idea of this. I've not really been that keen on the stealing side of things.
Where's your sense of adventure?
Well, let's put it this way. Taking things that people or that nobody owns currently, that can't be stealing. Nobody owns it. Taking things that people do own.
All right. Where's the opening to this place? Where do we go?
Well, I'd imagine there'd be a sign around here somewhere. I'll look around for a sign.
Roll perception.
Dun dun dun. Nope.
Oh, man.
Okay, let's see here.
So, yeah, you look around, and you don't see anything besides Lucia's cleavage.
Well, to be fair, that is rather distracting.
Yeah. And Lucia, she looks around, and finally just is like, there's a person over there by those horses. And those look like buggies under that barn.
Kanzak,
And you head that
my
way.
face is up here, and I see that is the person we need to talk to.
I'll start heading over to the person. Alright, you there, laddie. I was told I can buy a horse and cart round.
Yes. You want to get yourself a horse?
Preferably with a cart as well, but...
Well, you have two designs on this cart. We got this basic cart right here, with a barely able one pack his own gear in it. We have this other one with sleeping space. It's big enough for 4 to 6 people, depending on their weight, to ride in it, with just 2 horses pulling. As far as horses, we got all sorts of horses. What do you want?
Ooh, this all sounds so wonderful. How much does it cost?
Well, what do you want?
Well, I want the nicest cart and the finest horses, of course.
Well, that nicest cart, that's gonna cost you 100. Throw a couple of say cheaper horses there, 115, 120.
Well, I didn't say cheap horses. I said fine horses.
Well, fine horses, you're looking at least 160.
Even for a lady like myself?
Are you trying to woo him?
Oh, fuck yeah, she is.
Now roll straight charisma.
Pushing that cleavage out, right out.
Oh, shit.
No,
Apparently he's
I mean, man, there's always things we can do to make things cheaper.
Like what?
Why don't you just come inside here and we'll go over some paperwork?
Kanzak, stay here.
I'm just going to be kind of looking incredulous at this development. Yeah, sure, that'd be a good idea.
You go inside this small house, Lucia, and this 35-year-old, little too long of a short haircut, skinny man pulls out some whiskey and takes a big chug, and then goes in and tries to kiss you.
Oh, that is so nice of you to do.
And he kisses you.
Yes,
A lot of tongue.
What? What? She tries to smack him away.
I guess I'd even say, strength or dexterity, because for me, you're open hand, whatever you want. That could be a defensive thing you're trying to do, too. You don't wear any armor. You can roll dex whenever you want.
Let's see. Oh, it's a 9.
Yeah, you try to, and he just kind of pinches your face a little bit more. And wraps his other arm around you and pulls you closer.
Wait. This was not the kind of payment I had in mind. I thought we were going over paperwork. What is happening here?
Yeah. Paperwork. Sign here.
Well, what do... I'm sorry, sir. I cannot,
Sign here.
I don't know how to...
Get yourself what you want. I gave you a good deal.
I don't know how to read.
I gave you a good deal. Let's do this. Sign right here. We'll celebrate after.
So you will be giving me the cart and the horses, the ones that I want.
The good horses and the good cart. We'll celebrate here afterwards. And he pours 2 glasses of the whiskey.
Well, that sounds wonderful. How much is it going to cost?
It'll be 130 gold.
130 gold. Is there nothing else that can be done?
Make it 100 gold. Come over here.
I'm not going to touch your feet. Okay, so she signs.
Fade to black.
Oh god.
So for the next 2.5, 3 hours,
Oh.
what were you up to there, Kanzak?
Energetic.
Oh, gross.
Well, as soon as I see them disappearing, I'm probably going to be walking off in the other direction, more or less as quickly as possible without running.
Well, in a few hours, you decide to check back, and Lucia, you're standing out by the dirty, muddy, rut-filled road, watching the dwarf walk up, still tripping over what is kind of hardened now, and so what was ruts from when it was muddy is now a little hardened, and it's even worse for the dwarf to walk on. He just kind of barrels down the dirty, rocky road.
Oh, Kanzak. Is that you?
The one and the only.
Well, we got a very, very good deal on the cart and the horses.
As soon as she says that, a guy, a younger 16-year-old male, comes up riding this beautiful carriage with two beautiful horses.
There it is. Our cart and horses.
They certainly seem to be of decent quality. I've not been much of a horseman myself, but they certainly seem.
They're the finest that money can buy.
Rather not know the story.
So, you guys receive your horses. Who's gonna try and drive this steed? What's going on?
Oh, that's right.
You guys have a
gosh.
carriage. You literally have a very nice, carriage setup. It's a beautiful carriage, too. It's made of nice, alder wood, so it's white looking. Can't miss it. Mm-hmm.
Very
White.
distinctive.
Yeah, white and dark brown. You can see it. And the horses are, fine horses. They're not, dressed in any armaments or anything, just some plain, cloth, over the back of their necks into the front torso. And, a saddle cloth. That's it, but it's just, a grayish blue saddle cloth. Nothing nice. Very cheap.
Okay. What's your animal handling look like?
You guys don't get to ask each other that. Who's driving the horses?
He's not that nice.
Okay, both of you roll animal handling. Together, you guys finally get them under control. And Deanna's kind of noticing that when you pull to try and turn them, you gotta just gently pull, because that one horse on that side that you're pulling on is actually going to lead the other horse, so you need to do it gently. And you're the one that figures out how to get them to stop, and you can give both of them just a quick tug, and you guys actually figure out how to stop. And so together, you are able to drive this decently.
Are we
together.
arguing while we're doing it?
Well, you guys are doing whatever you want. I mean, where are you going? You can go anywhere. There are some rough roads everywhere you go because of the weather in the spring. It's made these dirt, paths not the best for carriage, but you have a very, very nice carriage, and those wheels and the axles are very nice and thicker than most, so you're actually going through the mud okay.
Well, Kanzak, we seem to be a very, very good, we seem to be a good team. This is great. But it seems that I am a little bit better than you. Maybe you could get down with your, whatever those tools are, and flatten the road a little bit for us as we are driving along.
I'm thinking it'd be taking a little bit longer to flatten the road than just go across it.
Well, I don't know, you have those big, bulging muscles and those very sharp, shiny tools. You could do it.
Roll for that, Lucia.
What, persuasion?
Yeah.
It'll have to be a pretty steep persuasion roll. Damn long story.
Yeah. I think you could roll a wisdom to counter that shit if you want.
Oh, crikey.
It's a testament to her ridiculousness.
Right. And she's super hot, so it's just kind of hard to withstand what she's telling you could do. So you get out there and you try and flatten a little bit of the road that was just the rough spots, and you walk actually next to her driving this carriage, and you get the rough spots just so we don't fuck the carriage up. And then it smooths out a little bit, and you get back in the carriage and help drive.
Are you happy now, milady?
Oh, I'm feeling so much better now. Thank you. That was wonderful.
And where are you guys going? Where are you guys going?
To the teepee, the hospital teepee thing.
Okay. Surely together as you guys do this, you make it there.
Hell yes.
What do you do?
Gosh, I could really use a shower. Or some sort of thing like that.
Receive Ned first. You've been so insistent on it so far. We'll make it happen eventually.
And all of a sudden, you guys hear this weird noise on the side of the building. Can you both roll perception for me?
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Well, it sounds like this very young child.
I'll hit around there with my hand on the hilt of my axe, just cautious.
What is that? Sounds like a baby. What is that?
I'll circle the tent of the...
And as soon as you circle the tent, you find this 4-month-old child. A little hungry looking. But he's pretty big. And you see him.
Well,
He's laid up against a bale of straw, barely clothed with a dirty rag around his waist and the ass area. Is a male.
I'll go back to Lucia and say, do your charms happen to work on children by any chance?
What do you mean?
Maybe you should just come and look.
And he takes you around the corner and you see a baby boy
Oh.
laying against this hay bale.
Okay,
And you
What-
guys both look around and see nobody.
what does that belong to? Where is the other thing that it belongs to?
Well, I'll not be sure. In all honesty, I don't know how to heal any of this work. What kind of treasure do you be thinking? Do you think that Ned be after? Are you sure it's be gold? What was this? What was this fortune you gave me?
Well, I couldn't see the treasure. I just knew it was a treasure, and he wouldn't tell me. Come to think of it, maybe it's because there wasn't a treasure at all.
I doubt Ned be stupid enough to say that treasure when there's no.
This is true, although it's very difficult for me to tell when someone is lying. But that thing right there, what do? We can't just leave it there.
Of course we can't. It's a child after all. At the very least, we need to make sure it isn't going to be left out to die overnight.
Right, Kanzak, it's yours. Your child, you found it, it's yours.
Well, with all due respect, my lady, you be the lady.
Oof. So Lucia apprehensively walks up to the child and kneels down next to it in the straw. She uncovers the baby to make sure that it's not wounded in any way.
There's a lot of shit crusted.
Oh. Ugh. Did you know that these things can take a shit? Did you know? Oh.
Of course I know, but that'd be more than just one sitting right there. Cool.
Oh God, so much. Whew. So she takes a deep breath, deep breath, and then she puts her hands out to pick up the baby and cradle it in her arms.
I thought you had the magic-y things that can clean.
Well, I suppose I could use my magic to make him look clean, but he won't actually be clean.
It will not be the greatest thing then.
Deanna, roll wisdom.
Oh, this is gonna be bad.
Just a straight wisdom, see what the hell. Or, I guess, survival would work if you'd rather do that. It'd be the same thing.
Well, what am I
Medicine
rolling
would be
for?
the same thing. Just taking care of the baby.
Okay, well, what would that
Like,
be?
his ass does not look good. You need to... You can roll survival. Medicine would work, or just wisdom. They're all the same thing, though. You have +0. So, they're in no proficiencies. So, it's all the same roll.
Well, then it would
It's
be
basically
wisdom.
a D20, because you have +0.
Okay. Oh, not
Hey,
bad, not bad.
You did
Okay.
pretty good. So, Lucy, you end up looking in your small, like, side purse backpack that you have. It's very fashionable and pretty looking. And you look in there and actually find a dress that you don't like as much as the other ones. And you cut a little bit. You cut a little bit of it, and you make a new wrap for the baby.
Oh, there we go. Now at least one of us isn't covered in shit. Oh, Kanzak, here. She walks over to him and plops the baby into his big arms. There you go.
You're holding what seems to be a human baby boy in your arms.
Sounds like this.
Yeah, your gristled hands aren't doing well, but he's just giving you a smile and says his own baby words towards you. And the flashes into your head real quick is Ned. That's why you're here, not this baby.
There'll be a healing lady here. Maybe we can give it a...
That's right. The healer. She'll take him. She says she takes care of everybody. Okay, so we march over to the entrance of the tent.
Knock, knock. The same dreaded lady comes stepping out.
And Lucia sees her and says, "Oh, hello, kind lady. We found your baby." And she hands the baby boy over to her.
As soon as you do, this lady looks at you with complete disdain. Her eyes look as of diamond, except black. And she says, "Get out." And she starts saying a chant. And I need both of you to roll wisdom and initiative rolls.
Oh, shit. Okay. Wisdom first and then initiative? Oh, I did good.
Yeah, and Kanzak did great too. So you both saved. In a flash, the lady looks like her hair is on fire. She has no breasts and looks very strong. She throws a spell at you, Kanzak, and it's magic missiles. And it hits you for 6 points of damage.
Jeez.
6 points. That takes...
And you are about 17 feet away from him.
I'm going to take my warhammer in 2 hands and bloody bust this bitch. Pay the price.
Oh,
Yeah, and that hits
Not bad damage either.
yeah.
for 6. Alright. And up next is Lucia.
Okay, well, she got the baby from the illusionist, did she, or did she not?
Yes, and
Okay.
she still has the baby in her hand.
Okay. The illusionist does?
You do.
Or I do? Okay. So, I need to figure out what to do with the baby. Alright. So, can I tie my skirts kind of up around my neck to create like a back hammock?
Yeah, just, I guess, roll maybe dexterity?
Right, because she's going to need to have both hands in order to do any casting.
or maybe performance. I mean, you're just performing under pressure and you're tying some sort of
Okay, that works for me.
knot.
A 9, it doesn't work out very well.
Yeah, I mean, it works. So you're putting the baby in it?
Yes.
Okay. That's fine. You get the baby in it. You're kind of behind
Yeah.
Kanzak's view of him.
Okay, so I think I'll move just slightly
To the
this way
right,
here. I think that's like,
closer
what,
to
10
the-
feet?
Yeah, closer to the other teepees that are there.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm going to move over here so I have a nice clean shot.
Perfect. Okay, and it is this next guy's turn.
Oh gosh, there's another
Kanzak, I need you to make an intelligence check. The witch casts the spell Phantasmal Force,
one. Oh!
and you fail. Basically, standing in front of you is your mother and father and an argument they had. And you are completely distracted. And Kanzak, you can roll an intelligence check to...
He did, he failed it.
No, I know. You can roll another one because it's your turn now.
Yes, it does save you.
You get a 20?
Nice.
Yeah, bro.
Not natural. but-
You're good. And so, for a moment, you are completely locked in this moment and you're telling yourself, like, this isn't real, like, this never happened. I've never seen this before. And then you snap out as you realize it's an image in front of you by this witch, and both your parents start laughing at you.
Oh, great.
Lucia, it's your turn.
Okay, so then he's free now. And I've got the baby stowed away.
Yes,
Okay.
so you think.
Oh my gosh, thanks. It's not even my baby in the game and I'm still worried about it. Okay, here we go. She has to take a minute. There's way too much going on. There's the baby, totally got caught off guard. She backed way up, standing like slightly to the right and far back behind Kanzak. And she's watching Kanzak and he's super distracted and everything. But she still finds a way to center herself enough to get her Eldritch Blast ignited. And please work. Come on. Oh,
Yeah, it
yes. Yes! 9 points.
That is impressive.
So, Kanzak, right as you pull out of your trance and your parents laugh at you, you turn back towards your enemy, and as pinkish black smoky matter just smashes into him. And you look a little bit further to your left, and out of your peripheral you can see Lucia just like with like some smoke and a baby tied to her.
I'll give her a court nod of approval, and then go for another swing.
I think it's his turn first.
Never mind. I'll still give her a curt nod.
He casts a mirror image on himself, which lasts for a minute. Basically, each time you try and attack him, you have to see if you hit him or the duplicate. He has 3, it looks like 3 more of him, so 4 total are standing in front of you now, Kanzak, as it is your turn.
That's a pain in the ass.
Well, I shouldn't say sweet. That's horrible. I don't like it. Well, nothing I can do but swing, I guess.
So you're trying to hit a duplicate, so now you can roll your attack and see if you even destroy one of those duplicates. Yes,
Yeah,
and you do. And one of the duplicates disappears. Now he has 2 duplicates around him and him.
I'm just gonna shout at him and say, "You're gonna face me like I'm true, man."
Yeah.
And Lucia, you're up.
She feels invigorated now. So now she's looking at their opponent, and with the Eldritch Blast, do I have to roll to see if I'm hitting a duplicate, or is it going to automatically hit?
You need a roll.
Okay, so what do I need to roll for that?
Just straight D20.
Okay. That'll hit, right? 15?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hope that this works. Yes!
It's 19 will do it.
Whoa!
13 damage.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Nice. Next is the witch, dreadlocked, dark-skinned lady, who is going to actually magic missiles
Oh,
at Lucia for 8 damage.
okay.
Up next is Kanzak.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my action surge. This bit's gonna go down. I'm just gonna try hit twice.
Damn.
Nice.
Damn.
Does it actually hit one of those people?
No,
Damn it.
Fuck.
but you completely decimate another one. So he's down to just 1.
Oh, the second attack.
Here we go. Here we go. Does it hit? Does it hit?
You rolled an 8? I don't think that is.
Please.
So you missed on this last swing. Do you want to move? Say anything?
I'm just going to stare at him and... Now I gotcha! One more hit and you're on the hammer.
Alright, so Lucia's slinking about in front of the tents, waiting for the opportune moment, shooting the fireball out of the darkness.
Fireball?
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
Well, the Eldritch Blast, you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
Don't worry, I don't have anything fancy yet. I still just... Oh, shit. 9 doesn't look as good as 13, you know?
He's beginning to look hurt, and it's his turn. He blasts poison spray at you, Ned,
Kanzak.
at 5th level. Constitution saving throw.
Come to me, dwarfish constitution.
Yeah. Do you...
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
I spit it back out at him.
block it from your face, which is really the only point that's going to take in the poison. That's why that's a difficult shot to me. And you are up, my friend.
I'm going to give the biggest grin I can while swinging. Well, swinging as hard as I can. Turn.
Hit.
Not bad.
He's definitely injured.
Okay, good.
It looks like a he. And Lucia, you are next.
Okay, she's still not feeling great, but she's excited that they finally got it. All of the duplicates out of the way. Kanzak just hit him. Come on. Yes!
And once again, Lucia blasts her, with a powerful blast of smoky black and pink energy. And the mage casts invisibility.
Ah, fuck.
Okay.
What are you gonna do?
Instantly goes invisible, right in front of you. It is your turn now, Kanzak.
God damn it. Well,
You swing down as hard as you can, and all you hear is...
oh, you'll not be running away from me.
And the male figure, whose once hair and hands were on fire, reverts back to this old woman, dressed in the purple, black, and maroon robes.
Can I approach the scene?
Which scene?
Can I approach Kanzak and the body?
Yep.
Okay. I walk over to them and can I investigate the mage?
Sure. Are you looking for something? Or are you looking for what are you looking for?
Objects,
Oh yeah.
markings on her body, anything like that.
Yeah, just roll investigation.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Investigation is not good. Oh, what?
But you do very well. you find on her a quarterstaff.
Okay.
This quarterstaff, you do not know its full potential
Okay.
initially looking at it, but you know it is powerful. You can sense that.
Okay.
Also, you find 150 gold dispersed through different coins on her, and one ring, also unidentified.
Okay. So she's still Lucia, so she's going to keep the ring, but she's going to hand Kanzak 70 gold.
Kanzak, roll perception if you notice what she was doing.
I'm oblivious.
You actually trusted Lucia to go through the body, and you were a little ready to get the fuck out of there because you just killed this like church person, and you went and looked for Ned, and you found Ned, and Lucia put aside 70 gold for you.
Okay.
Works for me. What is the state of Ned? Like alive?
Ned is doing better. He's very tired, but he is better. He was actually receiving some help here. He got some fluids, a little bit of food in him, new bandages all over his body, not just his hand. His hand was treated for the first time in a very long time, where he's has a very much so unfunctionable thumb.
Freaking thumb.
Insert Egan saying, "Why is y'all wake me up? What are we doing here?"
Oh man alive. Could this have gotten any better?